Hello, welcome to the 30-Minute Passion Show, Health and Wellness Thursdays. So I am so thrilled. We have a lovely guest speaker on essential oils, the 5-element essential oils, Seymour Koblin. And I've been looking around for so long for non-GMO certified and certified organic essential oils. It's kind of difficult to find out there. And then I came across Seymour's 5-element essential oils. And I'm going to add him here soon. And as you know, I'm a macrobiotic nutritionist and macrobiotic chef. And they work with the 5 elements with foods. And also, I'm a 5-element dance teacher. And with Chi Song, when I work on people's bellies and teach Chi Song, we work with the 5 elements as well. And now I am so thrilled that I found someone that actually has essential oils that work with the 5 elements. So I'm going to have him come on in here and welcome him in here. I'm going to add you. There you are, Seymour. He is involved with the Salad Master for many, many years, which is the titanium cookware, which is amazing. And he also is a fellow macrobiotic practitioner as well. All right, give it over to you, Seymour.
Okay, well, ask me a question, Sheri. What do you want to know first?
So this non-GMO, because you were talking about this with me, about how it's important for the essential oils to be non-GMO certified and certified organic. And I notice there's a lot of oils that are not. Yeah. Right. And why is it important?
Well, I mean, it's important that anything we put in our body be healthy. And with essential oils, it takes a lot of plants to create like a little bottle of oil, right? So if you're using any kind of plants that are non-GMO or that have been grown with herbicides and pesticides, you're hearing me okay, Sheri?
Yes, I am. Perfect.
Okay. So then you're going to actually be getting a huge concentration of toxins, right? So it's different than just a carrot, right, where you're going to get some toxins and right, but you've got to use 100 carrots to make a little bit of oil. You're going to be getting all of this toxic stuff that you're exposing yourself in your body. Right? So that's the simple of it.
And what is GMO? Like, why is it so toxic? The GMOs, like, what's in it to make it? Because there's a lot of oils out there that's not certified GMO, non-GMO.
I mean, that's a whole research project for people to look up about GMO foods. But ultimately, you can look at just like herbicides and pesticides. They've just been exposed to genetically modified material, which can weaken the inner system of the body. Right? Rather than naturally grown organic foods that have the essence of the earth within them. These are been genetically modified in a laboratory, and that has an effect on our immune system. Well, our whole system.
Mm-hmm. And so you made the 5 elements essential oils, which when I came across them, I was like, wow, there's somebody out there making the Chinese medicine 5-element essential oils. Can you explain a little bit about the emotional components to each?
Yes.
Element?
And first of all, before we get into the individual emotions, the forces of nature are what Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, macrobiotics, all traditional healing systems are based on integrating our lives with the forces of nature. Now that sounds very nice, but what that basically means is we have seasons of the year. So winter has different energetics than does summer. Okay, so when we integrate our own inner lives with what's going on in our outer environment, we attain health and happiness. And we're able to accomplish our dreams because we're in our vital state. Right? So you can't, like you were talking about passion. If you're going to have passion, you've got to be in a state where you're breathing well, your body's energized, right? So that means integrating our lives with the forces of nature. So the Chinese system has 5 seasons. So right now you were mentioning we're in winter, which is more of a hibernation phase. There's more darkness, so we're supposed to be sleeping and regenerating more rather than being out there the way we would be in spring or summer. So harmonizing ourselves in the rest phase of the year is very important for us to develop activity in the rest of the year. It would be like not sleeping at night. How much activity can you have the next day if you didn't sleep at night? So that's honoring winter. Resting phase, the dark phase, the subconscious, the dream. So someone might crave that essential oil, as an example, or they might have an aversion to that essential oil blend for whatever reason is going on in their life. Okay, so winter is connected to our dream, being in the energized version of our life purpose. And when that energy's off, we tend to just want to go back to sleep. And we want to detach from life. So the traditional emotion was called fear, but it's really more than that. It's more about, the kind of fear is about detaching from conflicts instead of making harmony with conflicts. So that's one of the ways to know your own setup is what are your reactive behaviors when exposed to conflict. So winter is related to detachment. Do you know what I mean by detachment? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So like Sheri, if you just asked me a question, say, Seymour, why did you do that?
Seymour, why did you do that?
Whatever. I'm out of here. Who are you to ask me? I'm gone. So that's like detachment. That's like a classical detachment reaction. Okay. So then springtime comes. Instead of being detached, we want to be alive and fresh and free, right? So those are positive attributes of spring, right? Freedom. But if you say no to me when I want to be free and in the expression of my dream, which I was nurturing all winter, then I get frustrated and angry. That's my reactive behavior that relates to spring.
In the liver.
Yeah, and all the different organs that are connected with these. I mean, you know, we can get into that as well. But for now, let's just do the emotions since you asked, right? So if you say to me, and let's say I'm a different person or in a different mood, you ask me that same question, why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
I did it because I want to do it. What the heck are you going to do about it? Who are you? Come on. What's wrong with you? You. So I start pushing you away to control you through anger. So when I smell that essential oil blend, I might really like it, or I might have an aversion to it if it's bringing out my reactive behavior. Okay. So now summer is the time of, instead of just rising energy and coming up with new free actions, we go into infinite possibilities. Everybody's all over the place in summer. That's what passion is, right? There's infinite expressions anywhere, everywhere, which is beautiful. It's charismatic, very flamboyant. Comedians like, may he rest in peace, Robin Williams or Jim Carrey, these are fire-like people, right? So they're very magnetic and charismatic. The other side to that is that fire, which typifies charisma, can be up or down or all over the place and scattered. So a reaction when I'm in fire mode or in summer disturbance, let's say, is my mood, my reactionary emotional behavior would be scattered. So you go, why did you do that? Go ahead, ask me. Why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
Well, oh my God, oh my, oh, well, I didn't know there was here and there was there and there, oh my God. Oh. Right, so I go into anxiety. I mean, I'm really exaggerating these, right? Okay. So then you might say, well, wait a minute, maybe I should back off from asking him because he could have a heart attack. So I'm actually manipulating your behavior by my reactionary state. And then I go, as a child with all of these, I go, oh, all I have to do is go into detachment or go into anger or go into anxiety, and I start changing the behavior of other people. I got to remember that. So instead of changing myself, I can alter other people's behavior and maybe control them. Mm-hmm. Right? So these are reactive behaviors of the 5 seasons. Now then, earth element, which is considered center, it's like we revolve our lives around the cycles of nature. And so earth is considered center, and it's about relationship. So if we have a dream, which is water-like, then we put it into action. That's tree, like growing in our dream. And then we have infinite possibilities of excitement in summer. All of that gets to be integrated into relationship if the cycle is going to complete. So here's where others come in and how we make peace and connection with others. So if I was having a problem with that, and you were to ask me, Seymour, why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
Then I go into, oh, I'm so glad you asked, Sheri. You know my mother has so many problems with her health. And you know my brother is also a diabetic. So it wasn't me. It's the other people that are the problem. You know what that's like, right? When other people are problematic. Very sing-songy, heavy. It's like Eeyore. You know Eeyore?
Oh, yeah, Eeyore.
Why does it happen to me?
Why does it happen to me? Yeah.
I get a hug. That's the needy, earthy, grounding, stuck in the muck kind of energy. So that essential oil, I might crave because it might help me, or it might be bringing up my stuff, so I would have an aversion to it. So we got water, we got tree, we got fire, we got earth, and then we have completion, finishing, manifestation, which is late fall. Right, we've got to get everything together again because
the late fall here. Mm-hmm.
So that involves knowing myself through all the other phases, especially the phase before, which is relationship. I get to know who I am as a unique individual. And so if you ask, which is a good thing, right? It's good to know ourselves, right? Or if you ask me that question again.
Why? Why, Seymour? Why are you doing that?
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong. It's my fault. The other person goes, yeah, I like to be right. Yeah, you're right. It's my fault. I'm the one who's to blame. I blame myself, not other people.
Oh, I know that one.
Okay. So that's guilt. shame and blame,
Mhm.
right? So again, these essential oils, as well as any other, whether it's exercises, foods, whatever we're putting into our life, are all integrated so that we can be in harmony and use these forces of nature instead of them using us. And so we evolve through our relationships individually. And that is the free expression of the fall element. So those are the reactive and in harmony responses to the 5 elements in a very, very simple nutshell, basically.
Wow, thank you. I just love the 5 elements. It's so amazing how we could integrate all the 5 within by using essential oils or by the foods that we eat or by the things we do. Like I was mentioning a couple days ago that like if we play a guitar, we're building our metal element. If we're singing and dancing, we're building our fire element.
Yes, I heard you speak about that, and I'd like to add a little nuance to that.
Mhm.
There's 5 senses, and
Thank
there's
you.
5 seasons. So when we hear music, now you can have different instruments, might be more metal or more fiery or more woodwind, right? But just the sound of healing is water element. That's why we like it quiet at night, where we can rest from sound. Vision is related to spring. We hear the voice of our inner dream in winter, then we see it in action. And it becomes so passionate, we taste it in our taste buds. So the 5 senses, now we move to touch. So touching in our relationships helps us to ground our passions. And then the breath, scent, is related to metal element. So breathing, healing, is metal element. So essential oils are specifically connected to the metal-like breath element, scent.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, as another practical example, if someone has lungs, large intestine problems, which is, or the organs connected to metal, then essential oils are specific for that person. They can make a bigger change than, maybe food would specifically.
Oh, interesting. I never really thought it that way.
Yeah.
So
someone has heart, small intestine, right? That's taste. So that's where food helps heart health. I mean, we know that. I mean, everybody knows that nowadays. Food helps your heart because it's the specific taste of the fire element.
wow, this is incredible. I really like embodying the senses too, and what you and added the senses too. That is just brings everything together. It all the dots connected.
So when you make an assessment with someone, you go, well, what is their core issue? Then you know what is the best source intervention. Is it taste? Right? Is it breath? Right? Is it hearing? That's why we love music so much, right?
Oh yeah.
It's the kidney, it's our dream. We hear our inner voice. Right? So you can make different recommendations based on each person's at their source of what they really need at their source. So then with these oils, I recommend you find the season that you like most and the season that you like least in the essential oils. The one that you like least is you could say you're full, which you've had too much of in your life. Now we need to use that and turn it into our empty, which is the essential oil we like most.
Yeah, I would say that maybe like fire element, I probably do too much of that. And then using the earth element, because I'm always working with my earth. I feel like that's
Okay.
so I would
So
use
you could
the
be doing it logically. That might make sense to you. What I'm
oh, okay.
saying is actually smell it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because these elements work off of each other, these forces
Yeah.
of nature. So
Mhm.
your source may be different than what you might intellectually think it is. So you
Mhm.
smell each one, which is the one you like most, which is the one you like least. Those are your source elements to use and to wear.
Mm.
You put the one you like least on the back, so you walk away and use that energy and transform it, and you put the one you like most on the front.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of protocols for where to put them on what points and things like that. That's just a very simple way to start.
Wow, this is just incredible. So, for instance, like we're in winter season right now,
Yeah.
and can you explain like what's in the winter? Like, what are in these oils? Like, can you explain
Okay.
like in the
So
winter
there's
one?
either 3 or 4 different essential oils in each blend. Now, this gets a little technical. In winter, we need warming, right? So that blend is the warmest of all the blends. So the essential oils, which are a bottom note, which lasts the longest, a middle note, which is a medium length of time duration, and a top note, are arranged in such a way that the overall effect will be a warming and restful feeling, so that when we go to sleep at night, we would go into our deepest dreams.
Oh, so we're using the winter to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Wow,
Now,
I'm going to try that. I'm definitely going to try it.
yeah, try and see if it works. Now, that's a very standard, typical way of
Hmm.
using the oils. So you would use winter oil in wintertime. The thing is that depending on a person's constitution and condition, they may not need winter in winter.
Like
They
cloth of
might need,
constitutions.
they might need harmony of another reactive
Mm.
part of themselves to help them get into winter. Right? If their tree energy is too active, they may need harmony with that so that they wouldn't wake up so early and they would have a deeper sleep.
Makes sense. Oh, wow.
So that's where it's very individual, and to just go intellectually at what you think is going on in your life could be a little analytical,
Like,
right?
for instance, if someone's going through a relationship or a divorce, or they're dealing with relationship at work, then they would use a little bit of the autumn
Right.
when
That
they
you
go
would
to
think
work.
that they go, well, I've got to deal with other people at work, and there's all this stuff going on. Especially with COVID-19 and all of this, people are up and against each other, at arms with each other, right? So instead of drama, it's important to have connection and peace with others,
Hmm.
right? Rather than saying, no, you're wrong. You should do this. That's metal. You never want to should on anybody. That's large intestine, right?
Hmm. Yeah, large intestine, lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body.
I'm right. That's lung. Right? And so people are wanting truth. What is the right response?
Yep.
So you're getting a lot of that shaming and blaming going on right now.
Wow. This is amazing. I just really appreciate you explaining the five elements and sharing your wisdom out there in the five elements through essential oils, and
Yeah.
how it's so important to find, because there are several places to find more essential oils if we want to further on with more essential oils that have organic and non-GMO certified. And it's just a matter of finding those places, yeah, to do that.
You can find them. I mean, the internet, you can find these places. One thing I do want to add on this is that the handbook that comes with the essential oils, the Soha, right? Soha, so is the sound of the inhale from Ayurveda. Ha is the sound of exhale. So inspiration and exhalation is why I call these Soha, which is also School of Healing Arts oils. That's my company, right? So in taking this into account, the handbook explains how to use oils energetically instead of what you just hear out in the world as symptomatically. Oh, if you've got lung stuff, have eucalyptus. Or if you've got this symptom, try this essential oil. So the handbook teaches people how to use the energetics. So let's say you wanted a little bit more spring in your life. So instead of just harmonizing by using the typical blend, you could add, let's say, peppermint, which has a cooling, spring-like effect. So you'll know how to use oils energetically rather than just according to all the symptomatic approaches that you see out there.
Great info. Yeah. That is very helpful. Yeah. Wow. Oh, and you know, I just downloaded the file. So what Seymour does is that he sends the book and through the email, and then I was able to just download it and study the essential oils that I just received in the mail from him,
right?
And to have a deeper understanding. Right. So yeah, I've been reading your ebook, starting with that now.
And just as far as energetics, very, very simply, Chinese medicine deals with hot and cold types. So if you're more of an internal cold type and you're treating yourself symptomatically with a cooling oil, you could get in even more trouble. Or the opposite, if you're a hot type, but your symptom pertains to something that's addressed with a particular essential oil, but it's a hot oil, you're going to have even more skin eruptions or whatever it might be that you're already discharging.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, like for instance, my husband, he runs very young and very hot.
Right.
So he would probably do well with the winter water. And for me, I actually run cold. So I would do
you
better.
You can use hot and cold as one of the energetics.
Oh, okay.
And you also have to know where your heat or cold is in your body. Some people may be, well, I sweat easy. So their heat is on the outside.
Oh, okay.
It may need to go inside. And that's where root vegetables actually help people send their heat more inwardly.
Yeah, my husband sweats a lot too. So that's good to know, the root vegetables going inward and using more of the cooling.
And you can use the tongue to tell where a person's hot or cold is. Is it in the middle? Is it on the right side? Is it on the left side? Okay, so you can see that by tongue assessment, which is also in the PDF.
Yeah. What I do with the Chine song is that when I work on people, I could really sense and feel where they're weak in the organs and with the 8 wind gates and going, oh, okay, this wind gate's really weak. Okay, that's winter. It's like, okay, their pulse stronger there. And so that's how I kind of read people, with the 8 wind gates in Chine song.
Yeah, wind gates, pulse, tongue. There's a lot of different ways.
And the face, just the face itself. Like these are the kidneys, and they got the stomach with the lips. Just reading the face itself.
Right, macrobiotics is great for face reading for sure.
Yeah. Oh wow! Thank you so much, Seymour.
My pleasure.
I think our time is up now. Where are we at? 12:45. And Seymour's in San Diego and then Europe, right? And you have a school, or you had a school, but you still are.
The main school is in Czech Republic right now. And I
oh, okay.
go to San Diego every once in a while too. So.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, so just comment below if you want more information from Seymour in what he does in Europe or in San Diego. And then comment below if you have any questions on the essential oils or how to receive the 15, in the mail, the 5 element essential oils. All right. Thanks a lot, Seymour.
All right, thank you, folks. Any questions? I'm happy to hear from you.
Oh, wow. That was amazing. I'm so grateful to find the 5 element essential oils out there in the world to help integrate and embody more of the each element. Because as Seymour was talking about, and I talked a few days ago about, we are strong in some elements, and in some elements we need more, there's more challenges. Like for instance, my husband, he's a strong earth, and then I have a strong fire and maybe some strong metal, and so maybe I need more work in my earth, which is true, and then my husband may need more work in, he seems pretty balanced actually. I'm trying to think what he needs work in. But he needs more work maybe in calming the earth and the fire, maybe bringing more into water, but he seems pretty strong in his water. To see maybe more metal, bringing more metal, and to do that is to add an essential oil and to use foods in the senses, as Seymour was talking about, and to use food. There's different types of foods to actually balance the 5 elements within, and also these 5 element essential oils. All right. Have a wonderful weekend ahead, and namaste.